It's Wednesday, my dude. Like, I feel like my eye sockets are dark.
Casting more shadow, like here
Yeah,
in this area.
Well, hi there. Oh, welcome back, little fella.
Hello, my name is Annika,
And I'm Mike.
and today we are going to talk about step 5 in the home buying process.
Yeah, step 5 is going to be, if I like to think of the home buying process in two major halves, right? You have your everything leading up to getting a home and getting under contract, and then everything from getting contract to closing. And step 5 is going to be the last part of that getting under contract part. It's going to be making that offer. It's going to be structuring the contract to work in your best interests.
Yeah, so last week we talked about going out and touring. Okay, you've found the perfect home, and the next steps, you've decided you want to put an offer in.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to get to that computer and run a comparative market analysis, which is looking at other homes in the area that are comparable to the home you're wanting to put an offer in on, and seeing what the true market value of that house is, so that from there we can structure an aggressive offer.
Yeah, and the reason we do this is to make sure that you don't overpay for the home while still being able to put an aggressive, strong offer that is a fair market value. Yeah, and the process that goes into making these CMAs are the same steps that an appraiser is going to take to set the value for that home, so you can trust that the number that we're giving you is a fair market value.
And with that information, the best process really is to figure out what the best aggressive offer will be and then tailor it from there. So if you're my client, I will say, hey, this is the market value of the home. This is what I'm hearing from the listing agent. I've called the listing agent and said, hey, what's going on? Do y'all have other offers? Are there any specific terms of an offer that your seller would find to be most attractive? We want to have all that insider info so that we can come up with the best offer. And once we have the most aggressive offer out there, maybe we're doing a little bit over that asking price. Maybe we're doing 10K over. We're looking at 2% earnest money instead of 1%. Maybe a $500 option period and option fee instead of $300. Those are items that all put the most aggressive offer, but then we can tailor it and see what the best way for you to proceed would be with your own finances.
Yeah, and those are kind of the numbers side of a contract that can make the difference in the seller's eyes, but there are other things that we can do as well. When I had that conversation with the list agent, I asked, hey, what's the timeline that your sellers need to get out of this home? Do they need the money from this sale to purchase their next home? Are they going to have to stay in the home? Can we offer you a free lease back so that they'll have time to stay in the home after closing and collect their money and then put that into their next home? That's something that we can offer to make that a strong offer. We can also do things like covering the title policy, covering the survey. I've even seen appraisal waivers to make an offer extremely strong. It's not something that we always suggest, but it is an option that we can do.
So it's not always strictly about the money. There's so many other terms that can go into it. But once we've gathered all of the items for you to present to you and say, hey, this is what the most aggressive offer would be, let us know, then we will be looking for all of the confirmation from you to say, okay, this is what I want to proceed with. This is what we're most comfortable with. And from there, we get it written up, send it over to you for an electronic signature, and we get it sent out to the listing agent ASAP.
And what we send out to you is actually, in Texas, how we do it is we send you the contract. We're basically filling out the whole purchase agreement with the terms that we think are the strongest offer for us. And then you sign your side of that contract, and then we send that off to the seller. And if those terms are agreeable, they'll sign their half and send it back.
And then you've got an executed contract.
Boom.
But in the case that there's any negotiations, we may send it off. And, one big thing to take into account is the amount of time that it might be to hear back. So if it's a home that maybe went on the market on Thursday, they're opening up the whole weekend for showings. They want a lot of people to go in and tour it. And they may not actually be looking over all of the offers they're receiving until a certain offer deadline. So it may be that the offer deadline is Monday at 5 p.m. So if we're sending in the offer on Saturday, we may not be hearing back until Tuesday or Wednesday. So those are items to be taking into account there.
So let's say, you put that offer in on Saturday, We've waited. It's Monday afternoon, and we hear back from the agent, and they say, "Hey, Annika, congratulations, your offer's been accepted." What are the next steps from there? What's the most immediate action that has to get taken?
That's what we're going to be talking about next week. Aha!
So stay tuned. Come back next week. We'll be dropping a video about what are the next steps once you finally get that executed contract. So be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Hit that like button.
And follow us next week and learn about what happens when you get under contract.
You're under contract. What's next?
What's happening? Who do I need to call? What do I need to do? Take my money.
Talk to you next week.